In the 3 years prior to this round 11 match from 2004, Carlton had not won a game outside Victoria. And coming to Football Park up against the names such as Risciuto, McLeod, Carey and Smart, it was expected that this would be the 13th consecutive loss interstate. 25 points down at three-quarter time, it would be up to the erratic forward wearing the number 25, Brendan Fevola, to carry this side over the line. 7 goals for the match and 4 in the last quarter, including the impossible goal, would become the stuff of legend in this 30-minute thriller.
Final quarter at Amy Stadium. Huge one for these two sides. DeLuca and Clark. DeLuca the tap. Risciuto fumbled and was beset upon. Shirley did really well to McLeod. And now Burton inside 50. Good effort from Houlihan to work his way to the front. The double fist. Prendergast put body on Burton. It was a deft tap to Risciuto. He missed the body of McLeod. Spinning through was Houlihan. Now to Bowyer. Kick partly smothered. 1% is coming to the fore as Norman gives it to Camporelli. He's almost run down by Matner. Boot to ball inside off the hands of Fevola. Whittle at the back. Handball. Run down Fisher. And it saves the day as Tawney comes away. To the wing. Carey's in front. Thornton goes the punch. And now Carey links up with Doughty. Risciuto slipped away and half forward. Has got some time to look up and link up with his good mate Andrew McLeod. He runs to 45, goes for home, tries to bend it back and misses. This game being played at a hectic pace and great desperate efforts from both sides.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Again, the Crows tackling really on song. That's a feature of their game when they're up and running. Just their ability to put pressure on the opposition and force them into turnover.
1 goal, 3 to Andrew McLeod. Of the 17 goals kicked, only 4 have been kicked right of screen. So the Blues coming home with the end, where the goals have been kicked, 13 out of that 17. Morrell trying to direct traffic. Prendergast is going to leap high from behind. You could see him coming. He's got some talent. He's just got to get consistency into his game. Can be a big improver. Great grab. Lappin. Not much of him, but he can take a big mark. Sets it up. Fevola's in front. What a kick! Super kick that time by Lappin. Didn't have to break stride for Fevola. And this to inspire the Blues.
He's only had 11 possessions, Matthew Lappin, but geez, had an influence. 6 inside 50s with those.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful use of the footy as well. Found Fevola on a couple of occasions. Prendergast doing some good work in the air as well. Big kick this one in the course of the game. Traditionally a beautiful kick for goal. This one gives them real hope.
They trail by 26 points. This to make it 20. Fevola, the best kick in the Carlton side. A lot of pressure on this young man's shoulders as he leans back.
Snuck it in.
Kicks a big goal. He's got 4.
The McLeod miss, how important was it? The Crows haven't been able to put Carlton away. They score on the rebound.
Clark, only as far as Stevens. Held when not in possession, will get a free kick. Nick Stevens, 18th possession coming up. DeLuca ran forward to that contest to provide an option. It was good play from the big man. He now plays on, fumbles it. Now he's put himself into all sorts of pressure, needs some support. Great effort from the Adelaide Crows.
He should have handballed it the first time. He had players streaming by, and for some reason he tried to take them on himself, and then he just got caught in two minds then.
About playing to your capabilities, isn't it, KP? Don't do things that don't come naturally.
That first fumble costly. Clark got the tap out. Norman picked it off to Camporelli. Fevola the target again, can run onto it. He's got it 55 out. Could just about go the journey. It would take a prodigious kick.
No one's kicked a goal from this that side of the ground from that angle in this game.
Would be he's gone back a long way to get as much momentum as he can, Chris. He's gone back a good 35 metres.
He's off the DK Lilly long run. Once again, Scotty Camporelli, the great service they've given Brendan Fevola.
Well, he's just about as good a set shot for goal from this range as anyone in the competition. Will take his best from here. But I tell you what, if he gets it, the Blues will have enormous confidence. Unloads from 55. The body language suggests he likes it. He's got it. What a kick. 14 points the margin. Brendan Fevola with 5 goals.
Every player today kicking from that angle, from that far side of the ground, have missed to the right, but not Fevola. And all of a sudden the Blues have a sniff. They trail by just 14 points. It's a big ball that went out of the centre square. It's all tied up. 10-13, 73 the Crows. The Blues 9-5, 59. They trail by 29 points at quarter time, Carlton, 8 points at half time and 25 points at three-quarter time. They've brought it back to 14 points. There's some spirit in the Blues. The race is on. Camporelli. It's been great today. High ball inside, 50. Lappin, weight it down. Chance, great play. Here's a chance for Fevola. Clean hands, clean feet. Kicks a goal. 6 big ones to Brendan Fevola.
Fevola has 6, 3 in the last quarter. It's not often that 25 points the margin at three-quarter time, but you think it's game on. It just had that feeling about it. Scotland dribbles it. Camporelli. Stevens there as well. Rashudo grabbed the football to Tawney. Now to Matner. McLeod has to step the runner.
What a kick.
Henschel. Now McGregor. And out wide to Burton. The Crows looking for a steadier. You get the feeling there's a couple more twists in the tail of this one yet. Norman goes to ground. Matner gets possession. Prendergast wraps him up. Norman pretty crude coming in. And they don't pay a free kick to that one, yet they did to Shirley in the third quarter. I think they should be reversed, those two.
No doubt about it. It's about fuel for the game. Marty Matner puts the body on the line, takes the head-high shot, neutral ball.
Ball up centre wing. Prendergast and Clark. Link arms. Prendergast over the top of it. It spills to Burton. Thumps it on the boot to 50. DeLuca gets a run at it. Ball hits the deck. McLeod in best position from 55 out. Looks for an option. Goes to the pocket. And Carey, that was a wonderful kick. Carey stood tall. McLeod had very little space to work in. He waited it to get it over Carey's opponent. It was just perfect.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Touch of class. Andrew McLeod, a pretty good afternoon. 21 touches. Had some space, had some time. We've still got to execute. Ooh, perfect.
So good to get it over the head of Morrell and Thornton. He plays on. The King wheels around. He's made a career out of kicking the big goals. And he's done it again.
11-13, 79 the Crows. The Blues at 10-5, 65. They trail by 14 points. Here's a chance for Shirley. Penetrating kick. Stevens lost his footing. Wiggins happy to run it through. Stenglein also warming up on the boundary. Come back on for the Crows. Houlihan to bring the ball back into play. Plenty of time for the Blues. They trail by just 15 points.
How much they got left in the tank, KB? They've been chasing all game, haven't they? Never got in front. Have they got enough to get in front?
Thought Prendergast was interfered with, going for the ball. There was no chance for Edwards. Slippery customer. Back to Clark. Fires off the handball to Shirley. Clean hands to Rashudo, who always kicks the ball long, deep inside 50. Big fist away Morrell. Good hands taking that time by Wiggins to Thornton. Can he keep the ball alive? He does well. Norman's got it. Half back to the centre wing. Looking for Whitnell, using some bulk. Worked his way to the front. Great play by Bowyer. Stood up in the tackle. Gave it across to Scotland, kicks a high ball, Lappin works his way to the front. Fisted away that time by Massey, a chance for the Blues across the half-forward line. Simpson's a tackler. They bring Tawney to ground, and there's a ball up. It's a big play. It's 60 metres, 65 metres out from the Blues goal. Just Fevola inside 50. He's got Fock on him now. He's kicked 6 goals, 3 of those goals coming in this final term. Clark. Rashuto, the unstoppable. 25 possessions today. This time it's held up. Lappin works his way back to be near Fevola. The Blues need a quick kick inside 50. Simpson did well. Chance for Bowyer. Pulled off the ball by Tawney. Trying to crash his way through is Johnson. Hurries the ball for Fevola in the square, thumped away. Taken by Harford. It's a Camporelli. Camporelli's kicked a goal. He's got 2. He pounced on at the front of the pack. So quick.
Clark and DeLuca. Clark again, a palm down. Edwards got on the end of it. Looks to link up with Rashudo. Prendergast forced a contest. Johnson missed the body with his handball. Prendergast goes forward to Camporelli. Here's a chance for the Blues again, inside 50. Bounced off the chest of McGregor on the half volley. Henschel links up with Bock.
That's a lead.
Beautiful kick to Dowdy. It was well weighted. Dowdy uncertain of his options. Fevola comes at him. Can't slip away. Massey under pressure. Carey in the end gets it to the line. The intensity lifting again. Carl Norman just getting under the skin of Wayne Carey a little bit. Brett Thornton came to take advantage of it. Whitwell in the front. Tried to clear a path, but Edwards stepped through it. Beautiful linking handball to Massey. Massey goes looking for McLeod. Houlihan with a well-timed fist. Prendergast. DeLuca to centre half forward. Fevola to provide a contest. Ball hits the deck. Camporelli, a burst run. Tries to break through. Did well. Bounced off with a couple. Man alone inside 50. Lappin. 15 metres out. Great effort from Scott Camporelli. Turned on the jets. Made that ball his own. And Matthew Lappin can go back from 15 metres out to reduce the margin to 3 points.
Oh, you got to love that, don't you? Contested footy, big part of the game. Leadership required. Scotty Camporelli provided it. He's given them the spark when they've needed it today. So's this bloke. Oh, ball and body on the line. Inspirational stuff.
Well, the Blues haven't been this close since the 2-minute mark of the opening term. Lappin bangs it through.
$11.14.80 the Crows, the Blues 12-6-78. Within 2 points, plenty of time. You can see on the time clock, just over 7 minutes left in this final quarter. Welsh on screen. He's kicked 2 goals today. His first was his 150th in AFL football. From behind was smart. John Cock tried to barge his way through. Edwards, a clever player, sets it up. Carey playing in front has outmarked Thornton.
Just went to ground, Thornton. Tyson Edwards with a great kick to the hot spot.
It was the initial nudge from Carey, wasn't it, before the ball got to the zone?
Yep. And when the Crows have needed it, the King has found it. He's been the answer. Kicked the crunch goal at the start of this quarter. Now with a chance just to give the Crows that little bit of space.
26 goals for the season. This to put the Crows 8 points up. Should kick a goal.
50, and we are encroached.
Will now.
Well, now it's a gimme.
Came in too close from the side.
So Wayne Carey will kick his 3rd goal. But there's still time for the Blues. He'll just trot in and pop it through.
Adelaide have just had poise to steady when it's mattered on a couple of occasions this afternoon.
No joys, incredible losses.
Norman. Here's Clark. Will that give Adelaide some momentum now to John Cock? High ball inside 50. Morrell in best position. Won't quite get there. It's an awkward bounce. It's a free kick. It's coming all the way back to Scott Camporelli in the middle. So the Blues can build from the centre of the ground. They need a quick response. You get the feeling if Adelaide get the next one, that might just about see the Blues off for the afternoon. But if Carlton can get the next one, they wrestle the momentum immediately back. Short to Prendergast. He's provided an option this afternoon, Prendergast. He's provided a contest.
Composure for Carlton's what's required.
High ball for Fevola in the middle of a pack. Fisher over the top almost at ground level. They'll wrap this one up 35 metres out from the Carlton goal. 41,617, and they have made plenty of noise from the opening bell this afternoon. It's been a great atmosphere and a very, very entertaining game of football. Clark again, uncontested. The Blues have been happy to sit off him and let him do that this afternoon and win it at ground level. John Cock out on the full. Another chance for Carlton. Prendergast has it. Will go inside 50. Fevola on a semi-lead. Got hands to it at ground level. Fevola's kick 6. It's a high ball. A one-on-one to the goal square. Fisher went to ground. Tawney kept his feet. And can now wrap it up to Bock. Bock pushes it out wide. Stevens lunges. Ball finds the line. Good composure and experience from Jason Tawney to keep his feet.
This is a big play for the Blues. It's a boundary throw-in right on 50. From boundary throw-ins, the clearances have been Adelaide 10 to Carlton's 2. It's a big play. Thump forward. Close to the boundary line. Toss back in.
There's some fatigue on both sides, Chris.
Well, it's been a physical game, hasn't it? I mean, apart from the early 10 or 15 minutes, when Carlton answered the challenge, she's been game on in a tough, hard, uncompromising game of footy.
Chance for Norman. Sidesteps. Quick snap. Quick snap. One behind. 7-point ball game. The Blues are not done with yet. Henschel goes short, very short from the kick in. Wasn't quite 15. McLeod backs himself. Charges away. Kicks the ball to open space. Whitnell trying to make ground. Crashes into Stevens. It's a boundary throw-in. It's on centre wing. 86 plays 79. Cade Simpson coming on for the Blues. Fisher takes a breather. Smart's got it to John Cock. Did well, wrapped up in the tackle by McGrath. Spills over the line. So there's the change for the Blues. Time clock ticking away, just over 4 minutes. Still on centre wing. Clark gets his hands on the ball. McGrath goes to ground. Clark, great handball. Finds McLeod, the champ can set it up. Looking for the King, Carey. Tried to flick it on, does well. Risciuto keeps the ball alive, taken by Thornton. Clean hands needed for the Blues. Camporelli dances on a dollar. He's been a star for the Blues today. He's inspired the Blues since the first quarter. Henschel hits the ball running. Finds McLeod, high ball, big grab. Stenglein misses.
Been a star, Scotty Camporelli today. Will that shot for goal ruin what could have been a fantastic afternoon? Will it come back to haunt Carlton? Camporelli 10 touches in the pivotal last quarter, 29 for the game. Not a bad afternoon's work.
He's led from the front this afternoon. The Blues with 3.5 minutes remaining. They need a goal very shortly to just set it up for a dynamic finish. They decide to go straight up the middle. Scotland's kick.
Take.
Simpson's just on the ground. Norman couldn't gather cleanly. Henschel did. That was the difference. Johnson, a good tackle. Forces a turnover. Stevens can flip it over the top to Scotland. He's got Lappin at 45 degrees. Decides to go deep to the square. Lappin, the bouncing ball, can gather. Open goal! 2 points the margin.
They won't go away, Chris.
Who would have thought?
And the noise is deafening here at Amy Stadium. It's a sellout crowd, and the Blues keep on coming. Stevens, what a big ball, what a big centre bounce. Taken away by Stevens for the Crows, inside 50. Carey's got to run hard, he's got Thornton to beat. Teague makes ground. McGrath says, give it to me. Thornton goes wide, finds Morrell, now can open up for the Blues. Wiggins to centre half forward.
Panicked.
It's a big play. Loose ball. Cade Simpson to Scotland. Short to Fevola. He's got it!
Oh, what a mark.
Fevola's got it!
Umpire saying he didn't take it over the line. Throw it in.
Oh, I reckon he marked it.
That's a big call. The boundary umpire was 70 metres away.
Right on the line here. And I tell you what, Fevola has marked that ball.
Umpire saying he actually juggled it over the line, which is impossible because it's either out of bounds on the full or a mark, because it was a one-grab mark.
The decision must rest with the field umpire.
This is controversial. Let's have a look.
He can't have juggled it. It was a one grabber. He's either marked it or he hasn't.
Yeah.
Well, for mine, Fevola marked this just inside the line because I'm on the absolute perfect angle from this broadcasting box.
And he's overruled him.
And he's got it, and it's a good decision.
A classic piece of play too. Brenton Fevola actually pointing to the scoreboard. The video replay told the umpire, let's go to the third man, the third umpire.
Well, it was a good decision by umpire Kieran Nichols because he did mark that ball right on the line. What a kick for Brenton Fevola. What a kick for Carlton. He's booted 6 big ones today, 3 in this last quarter. Just 2.5 minutes left. Brenton Fevola from an almost impossible angle. Could he kick it, Chris?
To put some pressure on him, KB. Wrap him up. The best kick in the club.
If anyone can kick it, this man can. Fevola stands his ground, starts to bend it back. Carlton are in front. Fevola's kicked 7. What a kick. What a goal.
And Carlton, forget the wide shot, are running back in numbers. There's about 15 Carlton players all streaming to the back line.
What controversy too with that umpire Kieran McNichol, but he made the right decision, Kieran Nichols, because this kick was taken by Fevola clearly inside the line, and he finished off with, I reckon, the best goal he's ever kicked.
The Blues have pushed numbers back, as you can see. They've got 10 men backward of the centre square. As we start play back in the middle, Edwards, it's not over yet. What a game this has been. Smart will go long. Another chance for Adelaide. It's a 2-on-1. Whitnell gets there and forces a contest. Prendergast at ground level. The Blues had the presence of mind to push some numbers back. Teague, boot to ball, gets it to the line, throw in, and that was good coaching from the players amongst themselves, Chris. They got numbers straight back there.
Dennis Pagans.
You're right, it takes leadership. Somebody makes the call, the numbers go back. Great work from Carlton, missing in the first, found it in the death.
Prendergast couldn't take it. Burton went to ground. It was important. Houlihan comes away. Dribbles a kick. McGregor, 90 seconds remaining. Now McLeod, the architect, can go inboard to Tawney. There's not one player behind Jason Tawney on the whole ground. Simpson's done well to hold him up. Here's McLeod through the middle again. Time for one more. Inside 50, Rashudo with a couple to beat. At ground level again, the Blues with numbers. Whitnell will have very little to kick to. So he just hoiks it high. Simpson's got to go. Tawney did it well.
He should have kicked to the boundary line though, Chris. It came off the side of his boot.
McLeod again. Trying to get this side over the line. Inside 50, they need a mark. At ground level, players everywhere. Carey tries to swing through. Bowyer wraps him up. DeLuca in there. Spills out to Henschel. Over the top of it went Rashudo. Norman wrapped up in the pocket. They pile in. Holding the ball. Holding the ball against Carl Norman. And it will be a Graham Johncock shot for goal with 48 seconds left on the clock. Tough kick, but not as tough as Brenton Fevola's. Graham Johncock, as we know, a very skillful finisher.
Well, they say here at Amy Stadium, the toughest pocket to kick a goal from. Graham Johncock is a good kick for goal. Pressure on, three-quarter time, we said. Career-defining, season-defining moments.
And Norman.
The free kick is there. They pay him. Courageous decision.
He was unlucky because the ball went between Johncock's legs. He couldn't get his arm around, couldn't have got it out if he had wanted to. But as KB mentioned, the thing that worked against him is from where the umpire stood. He dragged it in. Johncock to win the game for the Crows. It started shallow and finished out of bounds on the full. 22 seconds remaining. Dennis Pagan, heart in his mouth stuff.
There's not one player from the 50-metre line of the Crows all the way back to Carlton's goal line.
Well, he's certainly got to hug the boundary, KB. Got to get it outside 50.
Not one Carlton player 140 metres from goal.
He does that, goes long outside 50. DeLuca, Scotland. There's no one to run onto this ball. It will bounce towards the line. It stays in long enough for the Blues and eats up a couple of valuable seconds. 10 seconds remaining. The ball is forward of the centre wing. There's nothing you can do now, Dennis. There's 10 seconds left on the clock.
You can see the look in the eye says everything, though, from a coach and a selection panel. Can we win this game?
Clark to McLeod. Is there time for one more? Standing tall, Wiggins. Gets it inside 50. The Blues trail by 29 points at quarter time. They got beaten by 108 points last week by St Kilda. They were humiliated. They were down and out. They were the laughing stock of the competition. And they have fought back this afternoon on a couple of occasions. Brendan Fevola with 4 goals in the final term as Carlton come from behind. They haven't led all day. Hit the front with just minutes remaining. And Carlton, 14-7-91, have defeated the Adelaide Crows 12-15-87 in one of the best games you will see all year.
This has been a Fox Footy production for Fox Sports.